2016 Peterbilt 389. It's a glider kit. It's got a factory 6NZ Caterpillar. We put a 6NZ Cat in it. Our order was 6NZ Cat. When we built this truck, or I bought it, it was solid white with had polished front fenders on it. I thought it was awful. I just hated it. I didn't think it was attractive at all. So we striped this truck and we put the fenders on it, and I made a Super Rigs calendar. And whenever I made the Super Rigs calendar, I bought the trailer. The trailer's a 2019 Rettenauer Big Bubba, and we painted it to match the truck. So the trailer's all painted to match. And I went out to Joplin, and out of 697 trucks, I won Best of Show combo. It kind of took off from there. And so then we took it back in that winter, and we did everything under the hood. We painted the motor white. We striped the inside of the hood. We completely gutted the interior. Everything's either painted or dyed. We put a aluminum floor in the floor and put the Winslow stripe on it. And that's a Winslow paint scheme. And so we put the Winslow in the floor, and we striped around the back of the cab and striped my locker. I got a big chain locker on the back, and so everything matches. And we got 18 matching Peterbilt wheels, and the front license plate frame matches the back license plate frame, and we really went above and beyond to try to build a cool show truck. And I work this truck, still work this truck. I just don't work it every day. We went out to California this summer in it. He took his truck and I took mine. We went out to California. He works his truck every day, and everybody gives, the name of the truck is part-time. So I don't claim that I'm busting my hump every day. It's part-time. Whenever I want to go trucking, I'll go trucking, and I go run about 15 trucks. And so I like to have my own bed, my own clean sheets, and all my stuff. So I just, whenever I decide to go to work, or if I have a guy fall out on something, I'll go trucking for a day or so, and all that. I don't really bust my hump, but that's the reason I got him. He works hard every day. So no, that's kind of the backstory to my truck. It kind of evolved over about 2 winters. You know, that the outside was kind of done at first, and then we went back and did the inside. And both of these trucks were on the cover of Large Car magazine in January, February. And so we just enjoy it. We do the truck show deal because this is truck show family. If you don't meet a friend at a truck show, you're in bad shape. Well, we are very family oriented when it comes to that. I started doing this about 10, 12 years ago. We started adding trucks. Well, so I still did it by myself, and so we had different places that we hauled for. And I had about 4 or 5 trucks hauling for different places. Well, one place the job was supposed to last until the summertime, and they cut us off in December. And I went to the people and I said, "Look, we can't do this." I said, "These guys depend on a paycheck. I mean, it's Christmas time." And he said, "Well, I hate it for you. We're not going to do this anymore." And so I told my wife, she worked for an accountant, and I told her, I said, "Look, we're either going to build an office, buy an office, or rent an office, but we're going to start doing this ourselves. We'll never be in a position where one person controls our truck again." And so she worked through tax season. In May, she came to work for me, and we started doing it out of our spare bedroom. Well, then we bought some land about a mile or so away from our house, and that's where the trucking company's at now. And so I'm not really a recruiter or a salesman when it comes to our job. I think we have a great job. My guys make good money. They drive. We all got cool Peterbilts. Our crappiest truck is still a really cool truck. But we run anywhere between an 86 359 and a 2020 glider. And our guys are home by the house every night, and they're off every weekend, and we've got cool trucks, and we run all new Mack trailers, or we got a couple Rettenauers, but most of them are Mack trailers now. The Mack Trailer Company, they're superb people to deal with, and so we just run. We have you may drive an older truck, but you got a brand new Mack trailer. We have a mechanic, so we keep all of our stuff up, but everybody is like family. I mean, they really are.
You have to have big shoulders if you come to work for us, because everybody's going to find something to give you a hard time about.
Yes.
And it's just a bunch of horsing around and just laughing and cutting up and have a good time.
If you are sensitive, you probably don't want to hang around us too much. I'll just tell you, because I mean, you may have the coolest shoes on, but we're gonna make fun of them about something. So, but that's just who we are. And my wife and my son work in the office. My oldest son, they dispatch and do our billing and payroll, and then deal trucks. And then I got a guy who works for me. His name's Gerald Thigpen. He taught me when I first started trucking when I was 21 years old. We hauled a lot of dangerous steel. I mean, a lot of dangerous, big, tall, stand-up coils that were real narrow, and we had to run back roads and stuff like that. And I was green as a gourd. I didn't know anything. And the guys that I worked with didn't really want to tell me anything. They wanted to, kind of watch a young guy fail. Well, Gerald, he came and helped me. Well, Gerald's worked for me now. He retired, and he's worked for me now for 10 years. Drives really cool black flat top Peterbilt we got, and I'll never hear anything out of him. He goes and comes, but he works for me. That means something to me. And then I got a buddy of mine that when I was 21, I worked with him. He was there when Deal was born. My buddy Ricky Chapman. So I got two guys that when I was 21 and didn't know anything work for me now. And so it's a family operation, and those guys, new guys will come in and they'll hear like Ricky Chapman. He broke his leg helping me chain a load down one time. And he ain't worth killing, but he's my buddy and I love him. But and he'll come in and he'll just say awful things to me, just awful. And these new guys will be like, how do you talk to the boss like that? He goes, he wasn't always my boss. He just stayed. And so yes, I think we have a good family operation is what we got. We really do. And if you don't feel like you're a part of this, you're probably not going to last very long. But we try to include everybody in everything. And we do a Christmas party at Christmas time, and try to give out hats and jackets and stuff like that. And I'm real big on working. We work every day, and my guys work really hard. And I'm not the guy who comes behind you and says, man, I appreciate what you're doing. You're a great guy. I'm not that guy, and I probably should be, but I'm not because I just had a job to do too. Nobody was patting me on the back when I was busting my hump every day to feed my family. And so I never learned how to go back and go, man, I appreciate that. So at Christmas time, we always try to make a big deal. I try to do a bonus and jackets and hats and feed them a good meal. And, I do a lot of different stuff like that nobody knows about, and they don't need to know about it. Sometimes, you just slip a guy 100 and say, hey man, I appreciate you. But I wish I was more vocal about that, but I'm really not. But now I'll make fun of you all day long, but to tell you, and that's probably my way to tell you, hey man, I really like you. I like what you're doing, or like that, something like that. But that's just kind of who we are.
On the road side of it, we get 4 or 5 of us together, and we're running together, and it's a constant. Well, I wish your truck was faster than you'd keep up with us, and just stuff like that. Just making fun of each other, and we'll all get on the phone. We'll be maybe 400 or 500 miles apart, but we're all on the phone and we're laughing and cutting up, and it makes the day go by easier. And it's just treat everybody like they was your little brother, and it makes it a whole lot more fun.